go. A national digital ID for Canadians and implanted microchips for the Swedes. Klaus Schwab pushes for transhumanism, and the World Economic Forum predicts the end of free will and the creation of new life forms as science replaces God. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin invades Ukraine, and everybody says he's a madman. But mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the maddest of them all?
Puis, au bout de ça, on parle de puces qu'on pourra s'implanter. Ce sera quand ça?
Certainement dans les 10 années à venir. Et d'abord, on va les implanter dans nos vêtements, c'est-à-dire wearables, comme on le dit. Et après, on pourrait s'imaginer qu'on les implante dans nos cerveaux ou dans notre peau. Et à la fin, peut-être il y a une communication directe entre notre cerveau et le monde digital. Ce que nous voyons, c'est une sorte de fusion du monde physique, digital et biologique.
It's very much part of my own integrity to have myself chipped and keep my personal data there with me. I actually feel in a way that it's even more controlled on my end, having it in my own hand.
So I have a chip implant in my arm, and I have programmed the chip so that I have my COVID passport and on the chip. And the reason is that I always want to have it accessible. And when I read my chip, I just swipe my phone on the chip and then I unlock and it opens up. This is a PDF, which is my COVID passport. And this means that it's always accessible for me or for anyone else really who wants to read.
We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens, because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design.
I don't know how to say this any more directly, any more clearly. I don't know how to put it, friends. They are literally replacing God. Literally. At least in their own minds. And guess what? We are to be their creatures, to be regulated, to be controlled, to be hacked.
Why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself.
As they used to say on TV, but wait, there's more. In their future, friends, in their future as they see it, Klaus Schwab, who's got the blessing of Pope Francis. Francis sends visitors over to the World Economic Forum every year, cardinals, high-ranking cardinals, to be with the folks at Davos. And in their future, you're going to own nothing. You've heard that. You will own nothing and you'll be happy, but it gets more. But there's more. You will not own your own thoughts. You will not have free will anymore.
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
You say, oh man, that's crazy. Is it? Is it crazy? Well, you think 2 years ago, if somebody told you they were going to mask up the entire world and try to vaccinate 7 billion people, that might have sounded crazy.
Еще один серьезный вызов российской идентичности связан с событиями, которые происходят в мире. Здесь есть и внешнеполитические, и моральные аспекты. Мы видим, как многие евроатлантические страны фактически пошли по пути отказа от своих корней, в том числе и от христианских ценностей, составляющих основу западной цивилизации.
According to what he says, he's learned the lessons of the historical lessons of his own country. He's seen where atheism has led Russia, and he doesn't want any part of it. That's what he's saying right now. Don't take my word for it.
Большевики после революции 1917 года, опираясь на догмы марксизма,
Маркса и Энгельса тоже объявили, что изменят весь привычный уклад. Не только политический и экономический, но и само представление о том, что такое человеческая мораль, основа здорового существования общества. Разрушение вековых ценностей, веры, отношений между людьми вплоть до полного отказа от семьи, такое было. Насаждение и поощрение в западных странах уверен, что агрессивное вымарывание целых страниц собственной истории, обратная дискриминация большинства в интересах меньшинств или требование отказаться от привычного понимания таких базовых вещей, как мама, папа, семья или даже различия полов, это, по их мнению, и есть вехи движения к общественному обновлению.
And while our young men compete against girls because they now are being told by our system that they can be girls if they want, they can compete against them in sports, while we're teaching our children critical race theory and tearing down our statues and defunding our police, Vladimir Putin is saying that's national suicide, and he's pushing back against it.
Не говорю уже о просто чудовищных вещах, когда детям сегодня с малолетства внушают, что мальчик легко может стать девочкой, и наоборот. Фактически навязывают им якобы имеющийся у каждого выбор. Навязывают, отстраняют этого родителей, заставляя ребенка принимать решения, способные сломать ему жизнь. Те же, кто рискует сказать, что мужчины и женщины все-таки есть, и это биологический факт, подвергают чуть ли не остракизму. Родитель номер один и родитель номер два. Родившие родители вместо мама. Запрет на использование словосочетания «грудное молоко» и замена его человеческим молоком, чтобы люди, не уверенные в собственной половой принадлежности, не расстроились. Повторю, и это не ново. В 20-е годы советские культуртрегеры, так называемые, изобрели тоже так называемый новояз, полагая, что таким образом они созидают.
Hitler, the Stalin, the Saddam Hussein, once again, right now on the evening TV. Why is that? Because I want to know what's going on. And I assume you do too. You know, reports have it now that there are dozens of Tony Fauci-style biolabs financed by the United States all over the Ukraine right now. Is this true? Putin says it is true. He also says that the Obama, Clinton, Biden meddling in the Ukraine is an attack on Russia's sovereignty because they're basically setting up a missile pad launching area right in his backyard. Now,
Davos, a few years ago, the Edelman survey showed us that the good news is the elite across the world trust each other more and more. The bad news is that in every single country they were polling, the majority of people trusted that elite less.
And all those same elites are outraged because Putin is undermining the sacred will of the people in a sovereign state. If it weren't so tragic, it would be funny. Because what about our sacred will? We the people in this country. It meant nothing to them when they locked us all down, when they locked down our entire sovereign state. Do you remember? When they told us all to stay in our houses, and we needed to lose our jobs, and we needed to inject our kids, and we need to, shut down completely even our churches, stay out of our churches. They told us we couldn't go see God in our sovereign state. And now they want to put chips in our hands, in our arms. They want to connect our brains to their computers. And tell me again, who are the bad guys here? Because I'm losing track. I am really losing track. Pray for the Ukrainians? Yes. This doesn't have anything to do with the folks on the ground, friends. There's always that sort of collateral damage and exploitation when it comes to globalist meddling in the lives of sovereign states. Many of those people are just the collateral damage that you're seeing on TV every night. And it's terrifying over there. Yes, I get it. And the pro-abort, pro-gay marriage, anti-country, anti-God bastards on the white horses, they're sitting out there in boozy hazes, politicizing the entire bloody thing. Speaking of boozy hazes, here's Nancy Pelosi.
Well, if you look at the map and you see Hungary, and you see how it is encircled, Russia, Belarus, Crimea.
No, I can't. I just can't, friends. This is Nancy Pelosi, this is CNN, this is Joe Biden, right? Telling us how we're supposed to react to this. And what we're looking at, whether it's in the Ukraine or here in the States with our own wide open border or in Europe, what we're looking at is the suicide of the West, friends. God has been banished, and this type of chaos is what happens. And when our transportation and energy capabilities collapse now in a few years beneath the weight of the Green New Deal and the Build Back Better plan, guess who suffers? Our children. They're the ones that are going to pay the price in this, this futuristic world. It's like something right out of a Mad Max movie. That's what they're creating right now, you know? So Russia might well be a problem, but look out for the demonic pipers who are trying to lead the children of this world straight into hell, friends. Straight into hell. That's what they're doing. Stay focused. Stay united. Black is white now, and white is black. And nothing, but nothing, is as it seems. Pray your rosary every day. Keep your head down. And pray that God continues to confuse now the tongues of these builders of this new global Tower of Babel before it's too late. I hope and I pray that at the end of this show, we've managed to at least keep ourselves together in a world that quite literally is blowing itself apart. God bless you, friends. Thanks so much for listening.